Good evening, everybody. I'm Ed Fleischman, Supervisor of the Arts. On behalf of the high school administration, I'd like to welcome you to our winter concert. So good to see all of you. You are in for a real treat tonight. Our students have been working so hard since the first weeks, the days of September, guided by their teachers, Mr. Jasinovic, Mr. Cherney, and Mr. Hamilton. They kind of moved into the auditorium a few weeks ago, and so the sounds of the holidays have been ringing through the rotunda for a number of weeks now, and I'm really excited that we're going to be able to present it to all of you. MTHS has a long-standing tradition of performance excellence in the musical arts, and that doesn't happen by accident. It's because of our dedicated teachers and students and our strong support from our Central Office and Board of Education. I know some of whom are here tonight, so I want to thank them for their ongoing support of all the educational programs here in Montville schools. I'd also like to thank all of you parents for encouraging your students to be involved in music education. The music program is very vibrant here because of you and for your child's involvement in it. A few pieces of business. If you have a cell phone, please make sure you silence it. In the unlikely event of an emergency, please remember the exits are to the sides and rear of the theater. And lastly, if at all possible, please stay for the entire performance. These students, as you'll hear, sound excellent, and they have been working very, very hard. If you have to leave for any reason, please try to leave only exit between pieces. Now, enough for me. I want to turn it over to the really important people, the students in our music program and their teachers, beginning with Mr. Ellis Jasinovic and the Montville Township High School Symphonic Band.
Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you again for being here for our 2022 winter concert. And what a better way to start it off than with a celebration. And that was by Randall Standridge. This next piece of music, I feel might be a little early in the program, but it was so beautiful, I think I didn't want us to wait too long. This old Scottish melody, which was set by Charles A. Wiley, I think, is a tune that we will all recognize once it gets going. By the way, just a quick thing about Mr. Wiley and his music. He started a publishing company called TRN Publishing. TRN, by the way, stands for That's Real Nice. That should give you a clue as to how his music is. So, here is Old Scottish Melody. There was that old, or older maybe, game show where you had to guess a song in a certain number of seconds. I'm sure everyone figured out that last song in just a few moments, right? All right. This next song is a medley of a few different, well-known Hanukkah songs. The first one, Sevion, which is a song all about the dreidel and how it spins faster and faster, and of how our song goes more and more. We go then into Maoz Zor, which is a more liturgical and peaceful song. And we end with Hanukkah, which is pretty joyful and fun on its own right. There is one edit I need to make to the program. I'm sorry that this was missed, but this will feature soloist Brian Lee on the clarinet. Okay. Well, that was good. The Ukrainian bell carol has been played and sang and heard for a very long time. I remember the first time I heard and I guess recognized the Carol of the Bells, and that was in a Home Alone movie. It was the first one, and I remember it really vividly. I don't know why, but it just stuck with me. The children's choir was singing the Carol of the Bells, and Kevin was walking home, and then suddenly he remembered something. Maybe I don't remember it that vividly, but it's close. He remembered something, and the music changed and got a little darker, and he had to run and go prepare his house for all the craziness that was going to happen. That moment where he's like, "Oh man, I think that's where this version of it starts." Mr. Saucedo has a bit of a flair for the dramatic and a little groove in there as well. So I hope that you enjoy our arrangement, well, I guess Mr. Saucedo's arrangement, and our version of the Ukrainian Bell Carol. So our last piece is the last piece of our part of our concert is pretty well known, the Sleigh Ride by Leroy Anderson, and we found that it's more fun to have the sleigh bells here. So we're going to have a slight change in a few things. We're also going to welcome a bassist from our orchestra. Come on out. We're going to welcome Logan Montero. It's not often that a wind band gets to play with strings, but we really love doing it, so thanks again for doing this. This is really cool. And before we get started, I wanted to share a short story with you that I shared with them about this music. It's something that happened to me. So I have a friend who, every now and then, I dog sit for. And when I dog sit, this dog named Arya, who is a Siberian Husky. This dog is maybe 40 pounds, I think. But she's a Husky and she likes, running and being crazy, even though she's, this big. And she's usually fine. Until it snows. And 2 years ago, I was at their place and I was dog sitting. And that night, there was a blizzard. And so we had to go out the next day. And in that moment, as soon as she hit the snow, I was the sleigh. And she was just like pulling me everywhere. So if you've ever walked a dog like that, you know what I'm talking about. We hope that we can recreate some of that excitement for you. Thanks again. One more thing, when we're finished, two things, take some bows, and we're going to do a small changeover to allow our choir to come on as quickly as we can so that we can hear them sing their beautiful music that they've practiced so hard. So, if you'll just bear with us at the end. Thank you again. Here we go.
Thank you.